Good late spring, approaching the beginning of summertime on a seasonably nice 62-degree overcast sky with high cirrus and cumulus fair weather clouds streaming in from the north as the cold front moves through, and we have seasonably chilly weather setting up in the great state of Michigan on our way back to the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois, right? This is John's Go Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share as we look at the active up-to-the-date chart for a one-of-a-kind, company-made, computer software trading probability-based trading alerts, technical analysis, and company philosophy, as I'm your most trusted source for blockchain technology and cryptocurrency breaking news and coin updates here on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency sphere, as that's right, old Vincenzo was brought back truth and most importantly integrity back into the trading market, right? And as we look at the Bitcoin, we were in the minute time frame. We're going to go out to the 3 hour, actually the hour because it's a weekend, and we're going to zoom in there and we're going to scroll on over, and you can see as we zoom in closer what we were talking about last night, because this hasn't really been doing anything on the weekend. If we bring out our industry exclusive purchasing tool, right? All the people are using them now. You can see when we were down here on Friday, it started squiggling and slithering up to the upside, right? And we were talking about over the weekend, this looks like a Bart Simpson topping reversal, which is bearish. When you spike up, look like you got a spiked haircut and then you crash down, right, down there. That is very bearish when that happens. And then over the weekend, we've seen the price slither its way up like this, and that's what we were talking about with low volume on the weekend, as we've had very little to no volume even during the week when the futures market's open, that you're likely to slither your way up like this over the weekend until Sunday comes and more volume comes in compared to what's going on a thinly traded weekend with the futures open. So relatively speaking, there will be a volume spike coming in the futures market open. And yesterday night, we were sitting down here and we said what you could do is come up here and back test this as upper resistance, which used to be lower support back here, right? And then if you go back down further after the flush about 15 days ago now, I think it was, and we said it could come up to here, and then that would be a rejection point and a top down as volume spikes and comes in, relatively speaking, to a futures closed weekend volume. You could even come up to the orange ring, but then you would quickly trade back down. And last night we did get a nice big pump, and we pumped up a couple percent. It almost hit that to a T like we were talking about, and then it traded back down. So what I would watch as the futures opens today in Bitcoin is I would see if you, as you interact with this uptrending upper resistance and this orange ring, if you get up there, that would be a spot that I would look short, or I would see, I would suspect to see if sellers come in there, because sellers should be there. And then I think you're going to trade back down in the next week or two, as I think this week in the stock market is going to be not looking good for it. And I think that this is going to trade back down if we zoom out now in the 1 hour time frame when we just zoom this out. you can see we have our bottom from the wick bottom that we have marked beautifully at 25,433 and 55 cents. I think that's your next major move. There could be little moves up, but I think major as in more than 10% either way. This is like a 15 or 16% fall from where you're at now back to 25,000 where you wicked on the wick bottom down there that we have marked. I think that's your next major move and the next big price action run to, because we're very bearish in equity markets, and that's not going to change anytime soon, right? Until the Fed reverse courses and they try to pump the market back up. When the criminal gangsters and banksters try to manipulate the market up, as right now they're manipulating the market down, right? And these criminal gangsters and banksters that have infiltrated the Federal Reserve, the United States government, and world banking system in order to rig the markets, essentially, and siphon and steal the money from a free society and people. And they've been orchestrating and executing this flawlessly for over 100 years, right, since the Federal Reserve came in existence. And central banks started implanting themselves like cancer across the countries, major countries across the world, Europe, United States, right, Germany, Italy, Australia, right, Russia. They implanted themselves like cancer, and they've spread. And they've taken over your currency, and they've taken over the currencies because they're criminal gangsters. And that's what they do. They fleece, heist, and shiest you over a long period of time, slowly and slowly and slowly, bits and pieces at a time, so the average sheep don't recognize or diagnose what's going on, that they're losing economic freedom and personal freedom to ever-expanding government with ever-expanding power that is granting itself and usurping. But it's usurping them so slowly, the average American sheep don't really pay attention and notice, and they call you crazy if you point it out why it's a problem. When they say, oh, it's just this, it's so small, it's not a problem. It's only a 1% tax on the rich, right, back in wartime when taxes started, when the income tax started. Yeah, well, how do you like that 1% tax on only about 100 people at the time? Now you have a 25% average federal income tax bracket for the average American worker in the middle class. So much of just that 1%, right? And at the time, the sheep taught people that side we shouldn't tax the 1% because this tax would eventually come to us because you're giving government and they're usurping power. You know, we went to war over the British over a tax. Without representation. Now you have 50% tax without representation, and you're still getting fleeced, heisted, and shysted by these criminal gangsters that have infiltrated the United States government and Federal Reserve, right? And world banking system, the House, the Senate, the Congress, the mayors, the senators, the congressmen, the school board, right? The local town administration, they've all been infiltrated for the most part. And it's a mass agenda with population that's been manipulated and controlled to think a certain way and do a certain thing, and they're doing it. And these criminal gangsters and banksters have executed this plan flawlessly after putting it in over a century's worth of time and work and precision and craftsmanship and pride in what they were doing. Now they're just executing the plan and letting it run its course, and we're running up Schitt's Creek fast. We've been running up Schitt's Creek, but we're past Schitt's Creek now. You know what I'm saying? So, gotta watch out for them. Gotta understand what's going on here. But the XRP, what we're talking about, in a more regional area here, is you got your upper resistance is that top part of the last line of defense, aka get my shit together to the shit house at 46 cents. Your lower support is 33 cents, that wick bottom. You can see down there, we got marked beautifully, right? And if you can't hold that 33.5 to 35 cents, the bottom part of the orange support zone, right? You're going right to the shit house. And old Vincenzo, as we zoom out to a farther time frame, and all of these coins, all of them, every last one of them, right? Let's go to the Wayback Machine, right? Let's go to that Wayback Machine. We're going to go to the Wayback Machine on a lot of these points. It's time for a reality check. when the hype train, the height of the last bull run in the hype cycle, back here, a year and a quarter ago almost, January, February to about late May in 2021, everyone thought XRP by now, you can see we're way over here, but we're way down there in price. Everybody thought now this lengthens the future. XRP would be well north of $2. Not one of these hype cycle guys said XRP 15, 16 months from that point in April, May of 2021 would be sitting, threatening to go to 30 cents, right? He's sitting at 56 cents. None of them would have said that. None of them, right? Or wherever we're at currently. They never would have thought that. Old Vincenzo tried to tell you, and you fought me tooth and nail all the way through this bear market. And the bear market's not over. The bear market's not over until the Fed says the bear market's over. And Vincenzo says the bear market's over. And Vincenzo is not saying the bear market's over. The bear market's just getting started. We're about a quarter to midway through it, because most of these hype guys, like Carl from the Moon and all them nonsense guys, that fleece heights and chase you on all these coins that they own and make, and then release it and get you to buy it, and they get rich. Dirty little secret how that guy got rich, right? But they're all starting to say that if Bitcoin slips and closes below 30 grand, now we're in a bear market, right? That confirms a multi-year bear market from here. Yeah, where you're late to the party by about 10 months, right? 10 months, you're late to the party, and you're only down 50% Bitcoin. That took you to figure out you were in a bear market, right? Guy telling you to buy Luna. And then Luna goes bankrupt, and now he's saying it's a fraud. Yeah, the biggest fraud since BitConnect, and you couldn't see it. What makes you think he can see anything else, right? The salesman. But you guys fought me tooth and nail in this bear market as this guy's riding my ass. We'll let him create his own speed limit and see where he decides to go. But usually when they do that, they slow down. So I'm going 8 over the speed limit, comfortably over, not getting pulled over, right? But I was getting fought tooth and nail, and look where the price is at, right? Just go check the videos out from last year. In the heart of the hype cycle, we gave you a diagnosed multi-month pattern that were going to lead to multi-year results. And now we're way down there, and we're going to the shit house. And that's why I created the shit house. And that's where all of these jabronis were originally created, up there at the top of that hype cycle. And that's why we created Jabroni Killers. And we're going to come out with merchandise to get it on our website, right? And Jabroni Killer website. And that's why these jabronis up here that were listening to the hype train, they immediately, from the day the hype cycle top ended, even on the relief rally, never got back to even. That bought all up in here on any of these coins. You picked a coin, you picked that top about the same time, besides some of these off ones that came out at different times. But they all about peaked at the last hype cycle right there. And anybody that bought that hype train, they're getting hammered right now 15 months later. Or if they would have listened to old Vincenzo, they wouldn't have been in XRP at $2, and they wouldn't have been buying XLM at 40, 50 cents, right, 60 cents. They wouldn't have been buying XLM there. They would have been selling their XLM there, knowing there would be better buying opportunities. Or if you were a long-term hodler, you would have been prepared for a lengthy 80 to 99% bear market, right? And y'all laughed. And y'all kept buying with the hype cycles and moon boys, right? Hashtag moon boys. And y'all bought into that, and now you bought into that XRP, and you're down over 70% from the top. You bought into this nonsense at the top. Even if it's a good coin, it was a horrible buying time, and it was moon talk back then. You're down 81.88% in XLM, with a long way to go down still before any sizable rally and bull market, right? It's the same thing with Matic, the moon boys. You can see its first peak back there in May of last year. Then this one actually did briefly, almost. It already did. It gave if you bought the peak, this was one of the rare ones that did give you the chance to sell out at a small profit. But if you didn't take that brief window in time, at current price, you're down 78%. And this is another one. All these moon boys said the coin was going way up down, right? And it did not go way up down. It is way down here, right? And up here is a long way from down here, right? And you got fleece Tyson and Tice to do an extreme degree. Cardano was one that I love so much because it reigned supreme in my family. At a gathering last year when Cardano got on its relief rally and actually made new highs. And they were all flying high after the man holding the bowling ball with the club foot bearish reversal pattern broke bullish. And this one actually made new highs substantially, and everyone thought, and they were harping how much of a geniuses they were that they had Cardano and Bitcoin, right? Because they bought the dip in the midsummer, and this one actually rallied 120% and actually breached its old high, which a lot of these coins did not, right? Bitcoin did by like 4 cents in 1 hour, and then it rolled over. But Cardano, it was starting to roll over around the holidays, and I was trying to tell them that this coin was going to collapse. And all these people that were getting rich on paper that had no business having any money after investing 500, getting to 10,000, and they didn't sell because the only reason they had it is because they were so dumb to even own that shit, right? They're not dumb, but just pushed into it by hype trains and not understanding really what was going on. This coin now is down 82.83% from the top, with a long way to go down. And anyone that bought up there, the jabronis that were getting bought in by at the top, anywhere up here was the top, right? And this coin is all the top. Anyone with the moon boys that got in, jabroni, jabroni, jabroni. And we tried to save you with stout technical analysis on a monthly technical chart and a super simple, easy way to trade this market. And now you're being fleece heisted and shysted to an extreme degree imaginable. And I'm here for you. I'll keep giving you these nice, beautiful free videos. If you want to click the link down below, you can support the channel for as easy as $2.99. You get members-only videos when I put them out, and the growing content that's continuing to come and will continue to come and grow over time, right? But I am a very busy person. I do have a day job that I work as I'm driving back to Bloomington 7:10 for 21 straight days or 3 weeks at least. And then that'll roll right into our July 4th shutdown, right? So it's going to be busy time. I do this on as much as I can and give you as much detail as I can in the limited time that I have. But if you want to support the channel at the very least, there's one for a minimum of $2.99, and you do get members only, and then you get the members only chat if I ever go live, whenever I have time, right? Support the channel. It keeps the content free for everybody. And then we do other things on the side. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace.